What's up, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. So today I want to do a kind of October overview video. What's been going on in the shop? What kind of projects have we finished and gotten out of here? What bikes are underway now, and that kind of stuff. So I told you guys I'd try to make a kind of end of month video to kind of keep you guys in the loop of this endeavor of me going and trying to build this custom motorcycle shop from scratch. So we'll start off with what bikes have left. So the black CB750 and the Honda Superhawk are both gone. They're back to their owners, so all is well with that. Nothing crazy to report. The owner of the Superhawk, really good guy. He may have some more carburetors and stuff for me to work on. So we'll kind of see what work comes in from that direction. He's also got some friends with a whole lot of bikes and stuff. So hopefully we'll be getting some more projects through that stream. The Triumph, unfortunately, has been sitting here. I do have the new wiring harness, the new controls that were broken, all that kind of stuff is in. It's just, this is a personal project, so it is kind of on the back burner. I know I've mentioned that a few times, but ideally we'll get that kind of up and running here within the next month or so. But, I won't hold my breath just because if more customer work comes in, we'll focus on that. I'd also really like to start on one of these projects soon as well. So that kind of leads me to, I want to reorganize a lot of this, the way the shop is laid out, because right now, as you guys are probably familiar, I have this center motorcycle lift that's very convenient to the toolbox and this workbench, and this one ends up becoming kind of a collection of junk on top, unfortunately. But it's really easy to work on a bike when it's right in the center. The lift I have in the back is not super conducive to be able to just kind of slide back there and work on something. So I want to figure out, and I'm open to suggestions on this, of how I can lay this out a little bit differently so that I can basically have two full-time lifts that are, very easily kind of loaded bikes on and off of, but, that aren't kind of right in the dead center. I don't have enough room right now because this, space is obviously a lot longer than it is wide. It's about, from this side of the shop back, it's about 35 feet long, but it's only about 16 or 18 feet wide. So I don't have enough room to have, the lifts right next to each other in the current kind of configuration. So I'm thinking about maybe, moving the vapor blaster over to here, taking this big workbench and moving it to the back, maybe in the corner over there where the bikes are. Like I've mentioned a million times in the past, I'd like to figure out a storage solution, maybe somewhere out in my spare lot, something like that, to get those bikes out of here so that this back area becomes more of a workspace instead of just storage. And then maybe, all of the parts washer and stuff could be moved, and I can have the lifts diagonal, right here maybe. So move this workbench back to the, designated work area back there, and then have, one lift right here and another lift a couple of feet further down that's at an angle right there too. And that way they're both kind of even with the toolbox to be able to go back and forth and grab tools, and enough space in between them to be able to work. And then I can pull bikes in, from around here, kind of curve around and pull them on, or I could even start to park my car a little bit further over and bring bikes along this side and then turn and go right onto the lift. So let me know what you guys think about kind of rearranging this. If you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. So we mentioned those bikes being gone. Current customer project is this guy right here. This is a 1978 CB750. Obviously the project is very much underway. It got dropped off to me, I would say last week. And we've been going through with the customer. We got the plan all laid out on paper, what we want to do, colors for things, the overall plan. Pretty much all of the parts are here. This is going to be similar to the black bike that we just finished, where it's like a flat, tough side seat with a frame hoop. We're going to go integrated LED strip taillight on this one. Delcovic 4-in-1 exhaust with our favorite Cone Engineering muffler. It's down there. So it's going to sound really good. We're going solid black rear shocks. What else we got? MCO headlight mounts. We are going to be wrapping the exhaust as well with that same color, kind of titanium color wrap, which would go really good with the seat. Going to be putting some new fork seals on. I'm basically going to be rewiring the whole bike from scratch to use some aftermarket switches. I'm going to be replacing the main wiring harness because the one that's on the bike has just been cut and spliced over the years. We're going to be doing a Dyna electronic ignition with new coils, universal mini speedo, clip-ons, rebuilding the front brakes with a stainless line, bar and mirrors, new headlights and built well grips that are going to match the seat nicely. I've already disassembled, rebuilt, vapor blasted, and rejetted the carbs, so those are ready to go. The rear wheel is already painted black. We left the rear drum nice and kind of brushed finish. We don't want everything to be black on this bike, but we are going a lot of black, which is why you can see the engine. So I pulled the engine, stripped it, cleaned it, painted that black as well. A little bit hard to see, but we did, you know, take the paint off of the fins to give it the nice kind of brushed look along here. We're going to be doing a brushed look on the ignition cover as well as the clutch cover. So the engine isn't going to be solid black. It's going to have, you know, the covers here brushed, so they'll be a little bit brighter. Front wheel came to me painted already, so that's already black. I'm about to pull the forks off and everything here in a little bit, replace the fork seals and get all those going, because you can see it's had a nice puddle of fork oil that's come out. So these seals are definitely shot, but easy to replace those. What else we got? Top triple. We decided we wanted to shave this one. And what I was starting to look into is these wouldn't shave very well because it's going to be hard to see. But under here, basically this whole stem where the handlebars mount is actually hollow in there. So if we were to shave it even, we would have a hole there, which is not going to give us a whole heck of a lot of strength. So what I did is I took a slightly earlier CB750 top triple that are solid through here. I shaved it to be nice and even so the handlebar mounts are gone, but it has a lot more meat in here, so it's going to be a lot stronger than that one being shaved. So we got that knocked out. This gas tank is my gas tank from a CB750 project I picked up a while ago. The bike came with this huge gas tank. I don't think this is a 750 gas tank. I think this is like for a Gold Wing or something like that, because it is huge. And the customer wasn't crazy about how big it was. So I ended up deciding to sell him and go with my little bit earlier 750, you know, probably 72, 74, 750 tank. It's going to fit right on this frame, as you can see, no problem. Here in the next couple of days, we will be completely stripping this, body working it, repainting it. I have the tank stripper and sealant and everything on the way as well, so we can clean out the whole inside, get that perfect and sealed. And the outside, it's going to be kind of a almost like a forest greenish blue kind of color, like a real dark blue green, which should look really good. We are going to do the side covers in the same color, I believe. We'll have to see when it's painted, if we want to go black or if we want to do colored. We'll kind of figure that out a little bit later. My gut is that we're going to paint them body color, just so, again, not everything on this bike is black. We will be chopping the front fender. You can see it's right over there. That is a stock 750 front fender. We're going to be chopping it off, basically the same size as the one that was on the black bike, but we're going to be doing a brushed finish on it. So I'll use my Eastwood, what is that thing called? Contour SCT, and do a nice brushed look. Again, to break up the black a little bit. It'll match the brushed, you know, clip-on mounts and the forks and everything really nice. We'll have that stainless brake line and stuff. So we do not want everything on this bike to be black. We want to add some nice brushed look. We want to keep the chrome to a minimum, but brushed black and that greenish blue body color is going to be kind of the main, I guess, in brown for the seat and for the grips. Back here, I've already chopped off the back to do the frame hoop and started to clean up a lot of the brackets and stuff. So all that's going really well. We'll have, you know, some side covers here with the oil tank. Nothing really else to report on the back that I can think of. So that's going to be the meat of this project. It is a full build for sure. So it'll take me a couple of weeks. You can see this is the wiring harness I was talking about. It just has a lot of wires that are just chopped and, you know, hot glued and electrical taped, and I decided if we're doing a full build, you know, let's get this wiring harness perfect. I was gonna have to modify a lot of it anyway to work with those different style of gauges, so we might as well just, you know, kind of rewire the bike from scratch and get rid of a lot of this style gauge and, this style controls, and go with something a little bit cleaner. And I'll make sure to show you guys. I will be doing probably 2 more videos on this bike. I want to show you guys installing the electronic ignition. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to do that on the CB750 that we finished, where we put that Charlie's Place electronic ignition on it. So I want to show you guys how to do it on the 750s, because it also applies to the 550s. It's the exact same electronic ignition kit for, I believe, even the 350 4-cylinders up to the 750s. That pretty much covers the current project. The car. So I'm in the middle of filming a video for you guys as an update for this. We have made a lot of progress since the last time you saw it. As you can see, you know, all the cooling system's done. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I drove this car yesterday. So that's how far along we are. So I have a video of the first startup, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really film a lot of the step-by-step on what I did, you know, because I was figuring it out as I go, and that's kind of a hard video to make is, you know, if I don't really know what I'm doing as I'm figuring it out, it's easier for me to just do it and then tell you about it and, you know, tell you what I learned and what I do differently. So I will be, again, filming a video probably later today, maybe tomorrow, of everything we've done since the last you saw this, and showing you the initial startup, and then actually taking you guys for a ride. So I have a new suction cup mount for the GoPro that we'll put you in there, and we'll go take this thing around, and you can see how much fun it is and how obnoxiously loud it is. Just to give you a quick, you know, run through, I did build my own 3-inch exhaust. One of the issues is how low it is right there. That's something that you know, it turned out a little bit low, about 1 inch lower than I was shooting for. So it's not terrible. It won't scrape on the street, but it might be a little bit difficult on certain, you know, driveways or speed bumps or something like that. So something we'll probably address, but I went with the Borla crate mufflers. And again, I'll go over all of this and let you guys hear what it sounds, but it is, it's not subtle, okay? It's you're gonna hear me coming, and that's kind of what I wanted. You know, it's a bright orange muscle car, it's a toy. If it's a little bit on the obnoxious side, then, you know, that's fine by me. So that's where I'll leave it with this. The KZ, you know, kind of just still sitting here. I'd love to be out riding it, but there's a pretty long list of things that I need to do to get it ready for the road. None of those of which involve the bike itself. It's I got to switch over to the insurance. I got to go get it a state inspection done, and then I got to go all the way down to the tag office, which is about a half an hour from my house, to actually register the bike and get the license plates. And it's just, honestly, it's probably half a day or a day's worth of running around and paperwork and stuff to get it road legal. And with all the projects and stuff we have going on, I just haven't had the chance to do it yet. So I'll need to try and do that as soon as I can. Well, that's going to do it for this October update video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was literally just a couple of clips of me kind of rambling on about what's going on in the shop, but in my effort to try and make more videos for you guys, because I do really want to do that. I know I've mentioned it a bunch of times, and it sounds like an empty promise now, but I wanted to grab the GoPro, go over what's going on in the shop. A lot of the stuff I've been focusing on this month has been just setting up the business. You know, when you're starting a small business, there's a lot that goes into it, from accounting. I've been meeting with CPA and making sure all my tax stuff is together, and revenue streams, and which way I want to push the business towards, you know, flipping cars and bikes that I own or the business owns, versus customer projects versus smaller, you know, carburetor rebuilds, vapor blasting. All of those require kind of different tracking and, you know, liability insurance and all this kind of stuff that, you know, takes a lot of time to figure out. So I apologize that, you know, videos have been sparse, but I've been figuring stuff out for the business, and all of that's kind of very important. So this is Monday. I'm gonna edit this video right now and post it this afternoon. Then I'm gonna immediately jump into making that video for the Camaro, because I am just gonna start making videos for you guys as often as I possibly can. We'll be using the GoPro to make it nice and easy, and I'm just gonna try and pump out a bunch of content for you guys because that will help grow the business, and it's something I need to prioritize. Plus it's fun, and it keeps you guys in the loop, and all the people that leave nice comments and stuff, you know, keep me motivated and keep me going throughout the day. So I appreciate you guys watching this one. I promise it won't be very long until the next one, and I'll see you then.